Shabbat Shalom, send that salam, send that salam, send that salam, send that salam.
Send that salam, Shabbat Shalom. A song for days of resting inside your home.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Shabbat Shalom, send that salam, send that salam, send that salam, send that salam.
Yes. Shabbat Shalom, Semet Salam. Here. After the podcast, here with after the podcast, after the Shabbat podcast, right here. A lot going on in the background, brothers and sisters, a lot of technical local difficulties, but here, hope that one's Shabbat rest was blessed, highly favored. Hashem Yeshua HaMoshiach. Here, Psalm 92 for the Shabbat Eve.
Psalm 92.
Here.
It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness, 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 unrighteousness.
Yes. Just say no unrighteousness in him. Hail the King, B'Hashem Yeshua. Here.
Reggae fire. It's time for Israel to praise their King, Almighty Elohim. We know that the times are changing. People don't lose their spirit voices and sing in Yeshua's name. It's time for the people to love themselves and repent from their dirty ways. Come on, my people, and show him. Lift your voices and sing in Yeshua's name. Israel praise his holy name. Oh, righteous people now, yeah. Give his holy name the praise. It's time for Israel to hail the King. Knowing Yahweh is his name. Come on, my people, and shout. Lift your voices and sing, praise his name. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time for Israel to hail the King. Knowing Yahweh is his name. Come on, people, let's show him. Lift your voices and sing in Yeshua's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Psalm 92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand it. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. My horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness, 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 unrighteousness,
מזמור צדה ב' מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועליך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בער לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. בפרוח רשעים כמו עשב, ויציצו כל פועלי אבן, להישמדם עדי עד, ואתה מרום לעולם אדוני. כי הנה אויביך אדוני, כי הנה אויביך יאבדו, יתפרדו כל פועלי אבן. ותרם כרעם כרמי, בלותי בשמן רענן. ותבט עיני בשורי, וקמים עלי מרעים, תשמענה אוזני. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון ישגה. שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו. להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תבוא.
Shabbat Shalom. Send that salam. Send that salam. Send that salam. Send that salam. Send that salam.
Here. Psalm 92, a midrash, a study on today's daily psalm according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, and here after the order of Malachiah, Tzedek. And here, midrash, here on today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzarai Veit. And here, midrash, here on today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzarai Veit.
Before Solomon Makeda, before Moses Zipporah, Vashti did come before Esther, Jacob from Ethiopia.
And here, midrash, here on today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzarai Veit, here, Psalm 92, a midrash, a study on today's daily psalm according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, and here after the order of Malachiah, Tzedek, a midrash, a song for the Sabbath day, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, a song, Mizmor, chant, Isaac, Mizmor, Shir, a song, Le Yom, for the day, HaShabbat, Le Yom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Le Yom HaShabbat, a psalm, a chant, Isaac, a song for the Sabbath day. Rav Yitzchak, Isaac asks, in the verse, even a verse from Shemot, from Exodus chapter 16, verse 29, in the verse, see, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. Here, Shema Yisrael, Shemuli. Rav Yitzchak had asked that in the verse, even the verse from Shemot, from Exodus chapter 16, verse 29, where it reads, see, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. ראו כי יהוה נתן לכם השבת על כן הוא נותן לכם ביום השישי לכם יומיים שבו איש תחתיו על יוצאי איש ממקומו ביום השביעי. Here the fuller verse. See that Yahweh, that Jehovah hath given you the Sabbath. ראו כי יהוה נתן לכם השבת. Therefore, al came. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. Al came, hu notena lachem bayom ha-shishi lechem yomayim. Shavu, 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 abide, shavu, seat up, sat up, seat up, shavu, abide ye, abide y'all, shavu, abide y'all, every man in his place, shavu, ish, tachtayo, 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 ish tachtam, isha tachtayo, al yetzei, ish, mima komo. Abide y'all, every man in his place. Make no man go out. Make no man go out of his place on the seventh day. Al yetzei ish mimakomo bayom ha-shvi'i. Here, the fuller verse. And here, Rav Yitzhak asks, see, in the verse, see, for that Jehovah have given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. Re'u ki Yahuwah natan lachem ha-shabbat al kain hu notena lachem bayom ha-shishi lechem yomayim. Lechem, bread, yomayim, bread of days, bread for 2 days. So what is implied? What is implied by the word see? Hebraically, re'u, see y'all, re'u, see that Jehovah hath given you the Sabbath. Re'u, ki Yahuwah natan lachem ha-shabbat. Rav Jose answered that Ha-Elohim, Hai-Lehem, the true good, the true God, the power of the Almighty, that God meant see, see your see the pearl, right? See the pearl that I have given you. See, see the pearl that I have given you. Everything that has to do with Ha-Shabbat, the Sabbath, is double. Everything that has to do with Ha-Shabbat, with the Sabbath, is double. Vis-a-vis Shemot, Exodus chapter 16 verse 22, that reads, and it came to pass that on the sixth day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each man. Here, Shemot, Exodus chapter 16, here at verse 22, bringing out the Midrash to study the reasoning here in today's Psalm, Mizmor Adai Beit, Psalm 92, that everything that has to do with Ha-Shabbat, the Sabbath, is double. Here, Shemot, Exodus chapter 16, verse 22. And here, Shemot, here, Exodus 16, here, Hebraically, verse 22. Wayehi, Bayom ha-shishiyah, lak'ua lachem, mishne shnei ha-omer la-echad. Wayavo'u kol ne'esiei ha-edah. Waya Gidua li Moshe. Full of verse. And it came to pass that on the sixth day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe, Wayehi, Bayom ha-shishiyah lak'ua lachem mishne shnei ha-omer la-echad. Here, and it came to pass that on the sixth day, Wayehi, Bayom ha-shishi, they gathered twice as much bread, lak'u lachem mishne shnei ha-omer, 2 omers, la-echad, for each one, la-echad. The Sabbath offering is double, as is said even in Bamidbar, in Numbers chapter 28 verse 9. And on the Sabbath day, 2 he-lambs of the first year, and 2/10 parts of an ephah of fine flour. Here, Bamidbar, Numbers chapter 28 verse 9. Uvyom ha-Shabbat ha-Shnei k'avasim b'nei shana. Mimima Ushneya Sarima Soleta Minha Be Lula Vashemena Ve Nisko. Full of verse. And on the Sabbath day 2 he lambs of the first year without blemish, and 2/10 parts of an ephah of fine flour for a meal offering mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. Ubiyom hashabbat, and on the Sabbath day, ubiyom hashabbat, shnei kavasi, 2 he lambs, B'nai Shana of the first year, to mimim, perfect, without blemish, full, complete, to mimim. Shnei asarima soleta mincha, and 2/10 parts of an ephah, be'alula vashemena venisko, of an ephah of fine flour for a meal offering, for a mincha, a meal offering mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof, Be'lula vashemen nisko, and the nisko, and the drink offering. Therefore, here, the Shabbat offering is double, as it is said, and on the Sabbath day 2 he lambs of the first year, and 2/10 parts of an ephah of fine flour. Punishment for its profanation is double. Even as Shemot, Exodus chapter 31, verse 14 reads, as is said, everyone that profaneth it shall be dying. Profaneth it shall in dying be put to death. Everyone that profaneth it shall in dying be put to death. Ushimartem eta hashabata kia kodesh kia lachem me'chalelaha mota yumat kia kolaha oser raha me'alacha ve'nikaretaha hanefesha hahia mi'akareva ameha. Here, the fuller verse, y'all shall keep the Sabbath therefore. For it is holy, set apart to you. Everyone that profaneth her, shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Here, translation, full of verse. U'ashemartem et hashabata kia kodesh hiya lachem me'chaleleha mota yumat. Y'all shall keep the Sabbath therefore. U'ashemartem et hashabat ki for kodesh he, for she is set apart, for she is holy. Ki for kodesh, set apart, holy. He, she. Kia kodesh he. Lachem to you all. Lachem. Mihaleha. Everyone that profaneth it, or mihaleha. That profaneth her, mechaleha, mot yumat, shall surely be put to death. Here from the Midrash bringing out of this verse concerning punishment for the Shabbat profanation, for profaning the Sabbath is double. From Shemot, Exodus chapter 31, verse 14, everyone that profaneth it, that profaneth her, the Shabbat, shall in dying be put to death. Michaleleha. Everyone, all that profaneth her. Michaleleha mot yumat. Here, often translated as shall surely be put to death. Mot yumat. But also Hebraically, this can be translated, bringing out the Hebrew sense as shall in dying mot yumat, shall in dying be put to mot, to death. Mot yumat, shall in dying be put to death. Here, punishment also is double for the profaning of the Sabbath. Ushamartem eta hashabat kia kodesh hi lachem me haleha mot yumat kia kol laha oseh baha me lakha we nikareta hanefesh hahi mikarev ameha. Fuller part of the verse here where it says, for whosoever doeth any work therein, any occupational labor, any work therein. Ki kol ha oseh. Ki for, kol ha oseh, all who do, vaha, in her, me lakha, any work, occupational labor, me lakha, occupational labor, where nikareta shall be cut off, hanefesh, the soul, the psychic, she shall be cut off, with nikaretaha hanefesh hahi, she shall be cut off, mikareb, from being near, from being amongst, ameha, her people. And as punishment for the profaning, Hashabbat is double. Reward for honoring it, for honoring her, for honoring Hashabbat is double. As is said even in Isaiah chapter 58, verses 13 to 14. If thou call the Sabbath a delight and honor it, then I will cause thee, the eye, to ride upon the high places of the earth, and I will feed thee, the eye, with the heritage of Jacob, thy father. And here, Yeshayahu. Im tashiva, mia shabata raglecha, esota chafatzecha, beyoma karshi, ve'karata la shabata onega, likdosha Yahuwah mikuvada, ve'kivadtoa maya esota derakecha, mimatzo chafatzecha, ve'davera davara, Aza tita anaga al Yahuwah ve'hirakavaticha ala bamote aretza ve'hakaleticha nachlata Yaakova avika ki bi Yahuwah diber. Full of verses right here from Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot because of the Sabbath from pursuing thy business on my holy, my Isla day, and call the Sabbath a delight, and the holy, the Isla of Yahuwah, Jehovah, honorable, and shall honor it, not doing thy wanted ways, nor pursuing thy business, nor speaking thereof, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahuwah and Jehovah, and I will make thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and I will feed thee, the eye, with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of Yahweh, Yahuwah Jehovah, hath spoken it. Im tashiba mia shabata raglecha, esota hafatzeka, b'yom kadeshi, ve'karata la shabbat oneg, likdosha Yahuwah mikubad, ve'kibad toa me'esota de'rakeka, mimatzo chefetzeka, ve'daber davar. If thou turn away thy foot because of the Sabbath, im tashiv, mia shabbat ragleka, from pursuing thy business on my holy, my Isla day, esota hafatzeka b'yom kadeshi, and call the Sabbath a delight. Ve'karata la shabbat oneg, and the holy, the Isla of Yahweh, honorable. Likdosh Yahuwah mikubad, nor and shall honor it, and shall honor it, not doing thy wanted ways. With ki badito, me esota de rakeka, nor pursuing thy business, nor speaking thereof, means o chefazeka, with dabar. As tita anaga al Yahuwah, where he rekavetika ala ba mote aretz, where hakaletika nachlata Yaakov abika, ki bi Yahuwah diber. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, Yahweh Jehovah, as tita anag al Yahuwah, and I will make thee to ride up on the high places of the earth, with hirakabatika al bamote aretz, and I will feed thee with the heritage of Yaakov, heritage of Jacob thy father, with ha'akalatika nachalat Yaakov abika, for the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it. Ki pi Yahuwah diber. Admonitions concerning Hashabbat, are double. For it is said, even in Shemot, in Exodus chapter 20, verse 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Remember the Sabbath day. Zakor et Yom HaShabbat li'kadsho. Remember the Sabbath day. Zakor et Yom HaShabbat, to keep it holy. Li'kadsho. Zakor et Yom HaShabbat li'kadsho. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And again, even in Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 12, observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy, set apart. Shamor et Yom HaShabbat li'kadsho. Observe, shamor, guard, hedge about. Observe, shamor et Yom, the day, et Yom HaShabbat, the Yom HaShabbat, the day of the Sabbath day, Yom HaShabbat, li'kadsho, to keep it holy, to keep it set apart, li'kadsho. Shamor et Yom HaShabbat li'kadsho. The Shabbat, the Sabbath psalm is also double. The Sabbath psalm is also double, for it is said, even here in today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Veit, in Psalm 92, a song for the Sabbath day. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Mizmor, a chant, Isis, a chant. Mizmor, a psalm. Mizmor, a chant, Isis. Mizmor, and shir, a song, a song, double. Mizmor, shir, liyom HaShabbat, for the day of the Sabbath, liyom HaShabbat, for the Sabbath day. Mizmor, shir, liyom HaShabbat, 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 HaShabbat.
Psalm 92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness, 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 unrighteousness.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Yes. Psalm 92, Midrash. Psalm 92, why it's a Sabbath psalm and connected with Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat Salam. Right here, we have this parashat, this Torah reading and feeding parashat, Balak, about to ride up. But here we have today's daily psalm, Psalm 141. Psalm 141.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. 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 Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense. For 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 thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense. As incense. Before thee as incense. As incense. As incense, as incense, as incense, as incense, as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. The evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice. Psalm 141.
Don't tell them so what a joy.
Psalm 141.
Mizmor Kuf Mem Aleph, Mizmor LeDavid.
Lord,
Adonai.
I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me.
Adonai Keraticha Hushali.
Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee.
Azina Koli Bekorila.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense.
Dikon tefillati ketoret lefanecha.
And the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice.
Mas'at kapayim minhat aren.
Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. And let me not eat of their dainty. Let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape.
מזמור קמ"א, מזמור לדוד. אדוני קראתיך חושה לי, האזינה קולי בקוראי לך. תיקום תפילתי קטורת לפניך, משאת כפיים מנחת ערב. שיטה אדוני שמרה לפי, נצרה על דל שפתי. אל תת ליבי לדבר רע, להתעולל עלילות ברשע, את אישים פועלי אבן, ובל אלחם במנעמיהם. יהלמני צדיק חסד, ויוכיחני שמן ראש על ימי ראשי, כי עוד ותפילתי ברעותיהם. נשמטו בידי סלע שופטיהם, ושמעו אמרי כי נענו. כמו פולח ובוקע בארץ, נפזרו עצמנו לפי שאול. כי אליך אלוהים אדוני עיני, בך חסיתי אל תיער נפשי. שומרני מדי פח יקישו לי, ומוקשות פועלי אבן. יפלו ומחמוריו רשעים, יחד אנוכי עד אעבור.
Yes, yes, yes. Shabbat Shalom, Sembet Salam. Royal Order Psalm right here is Psalm 141. Here we have today's daily Psalm, Psalm 141. First up, we had the evening Psalm for the Shabbat evening Psalm, Psalm 92. Here we have a prayer themed here in the Sefer Tehillim. Here we have a prayer against sinners. Prayer against sinners right here. Psalm 141. Today's daily Psalm, the 141st Psalm. Also themed an evening Psalm in the times of Absalom. Evening Psalm in the times of Absalom. Now, this is over here for ones watching the viewing the screen right here. Let's see right here. Let's bring it. There we go. Evening Psalm in the times of Absalom. Also theme the prayer against sinners. So there's 4 Psalms, right? 4 Psalms. Psalm 140, 141, 142, and 143. Here it says are interwoven with one another in many ways. Now, there's similar passages, or there's some passages are very similar, such as Psalm 140, verse 7, Yahweh Adonai, the strength of my salvation, my Yeshua. Thou hast covered my head, Roshi, in the day of battle, day of Bakel. And then we have 141:1, a Psalm of David. Yahweh, I cried to thee, make haste to me, give ear to my voice when I cry, when I cry to thee. Then we have 142:2. I poured out my complaint before him. I shewed before him my trouble. And 143:1, a Psalm of David. Hear tefillati, my prayer, Yahweh. Give ear to my supplications. In thy faithfulness, answer me. Answer I. In thy righteousness. Just as the poet complains, right? There's a complaint, right? A petition and a complaint in Psalm 142, verse 4. I looked on right hand and beheld there. I beheld no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. No man cared for my nafshi, my psyche. Looked on the right hand and see. The more the Hebraic sense, look on the right hand and see. Looking at the notes right here. Perish from me. Perish from me. And refuge perish from me. Lastly here, sought after. No man sought after nafshi, my psyche. Here we have the complaint right here. When my spirit veils, in the Hebrew sense, when my spirit, ruchi, when my spirit veils itself within me. So too in Psalm 143, verse 4, right here. Therefore is ruchi, my spirit overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is desolate, So too in Psalm 143, verse 4, just looking at the similarities right here, right? As he prays in Psalm 142, verse 8, oh, bring my soul out of the maskir, out of prison. So in Psalm 143:11, bring my soul out of distress, bringing my psyche out of prison, bringing my psyche, my soul, nafshi, out of distress, where the Hebrew word tsara takes the place of the metaphorical maskir. So tsara, distress, anxiety. Tsara, that's this word right here. Tsara, might takes the place of the metaphorical maskir, like for prison, or like a prison, like a shut place. Besides these, let's just compare right here Psalm 140, right? Verses 5 to 6. The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set jinns. They have set mokshim, like bait, to lure, like a snare, like a noose. Comes from the Hebrew sense of a noose, right? The mokesh, like a noose for catching animals, whether it's used in a literal sense or even figuratively, by implication, a hook for the nose, a hook, right? A hook for the nose. They have set jinns for I, Selah, pause, diasama. I said to Yahuwah, Atah Elohai, the I, Eli, my God, my almighty power, hear the voice of my supplications, O Yahweh. Now, that's Psalm 145 to 6, comparing it here with today's daily psalm. Keep me from the snares. So they have done this in the other psalm, and here in Psalm 141, verse 9, keep I from the snares they have laid for me, and the jinns, or the mokesh, the nooses, like a hook, a noose, right, of the workers of iniquity, of the workers of Aven, trouble, right? Bring it down here to pan. Interesting, the Aven, modern Hebrew, Aven, to pant, to exert oneself. But notice what it says right here. It's to pant or to exert, using the sense of exerting oneself, usually in vain. Something that comes to naught, strictly nothingness, trouble, vanity, wickedness, specifically an idol, the workers of that, right? There. So we have Psalm 142 and 7, right? Bring my soul out of the maskir, out of the prison, that I may praise thy name. Bring my psyche, in the psyche, the soul, it's all caught up, right? In prison, right? But he says, bring my soul out, my psyche out of the maskir, the maskir, right? The shutting up place, right? The dungeon, right? Place where you're fastened, a prison, right? Bring my soul out of prison, my psyche out of that prison, for the heart and the mind, coming out of that condition, so that what? That I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass and circle I about, for thou hast dealt bountifully with me with I. So this there compared with deliver me, O Yahweh, from mine enemies, right? The Oyeb, the enemies, personal, national, come from the idea of hating, from the haters. Deliver me, right, from the haters, O Yahweh. I flee to thee to hide me. Hide me. See, the Hebrew sense a little more forceful. We're showing the translator's notes right there. The Hebrew HEB, hide me with thee, right? I flee to thee to hide me, right? I flee for thee to what? Hide me with thee. Hide me with thee within the eye. Yes, I. So here in 140 and 3, it says, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent, adders poison under their lips. Selah, Selah, Selah here, right? The Selah, the lift up, the exalt, but the sense is like a suspension. It's like a pause. The Selah, Selah, right? Selah, not the Salah. Salah is the rock, but the Selah. So we have Psalm right here, Psalm 141, today's daily Psalm, verse 5. May the righteous smite me a kindness, and make him reprove I. An excellent oil shall not break Roshi, my ras, my head. For yet tefillati, my prayer also in their calamities. Now, bringing out the sense right here, it shall be, let the righteous smite me kindly, the Hebrew sense of it, and reprove I. Make not their precious oil break my head. Break my head. The calamities are ra'ah, ra'ot. Yeah, that's the Hebrew there, the ra'ot. Ra'ot from ra'ah, ra. Evil, hurtful, not beneficial, harmful, bad, sad. This is the general scope of the word, commonly as evil. Psalm 140 and 14 with Psalm 142 and 8. Psalm 142 and 4, right here. I looked on right hand, and behold, no man would know I. Refuge failed I. No man cared for my soul. We brought that out earlier, comparing this right here with cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, the boker in the dawning. For in thee do I trust. Cause I to know the way wherein I should walk, the way wherein I should trod. For I lift up my psyche, my soul, nafshi, my nefesh. I lift up my psyche, my soul to thee. Let's bring this down right here, right? The psyche, the soul. So in the sense of modern, science, the psychology, right? One's soul, one's psyche. Now, the right understanding of the Mizmor Kof Mim Aleph, Psalm 141, they say it depends upon the right understanding of the situation. This is why we spend time on the superscription and the context of the psalm, comparing scripture with scripture, because the right bina, the right overstanding of the Mizmor, the chant, so I and I can know what the chant is for. It depends on the right understanding or overstanding of the situation and the situations, like the evening prayer, evening psalm in times of Absalom, a prayer against the sinners. Since it is inscribed here in the Hebrew, it's inscribed right here, Le Dawid, right? It's inscribed to David, for David, of David. It is presumably a situation corresponding to the history of Dawid, of David. Out of the midst of that, the psalm, the Mizmor, the chant is and was composed, either by Dawid himself or by someone else who desired to give expression in the Davidic strain, like the Davidic style, we can say, in the Davidic strain, the Davidic style to David's mood and attitude, his mood, when in this situation or situation. For the gleaning of the Davidic Psalms that we find in the last two books of the Psalms, as you mentioned before, when Robeno Yeshua said, is it not written in your law? And he quotes Psalms, the book of Psalms, Sefer Tehillim, from the ancient Yehudi, the ancient times, divided into 5 books. So there's often a Yehudi, Judaic likeness of the book of Psalms, the 5 books of the Psalter, to the 5 books of HaTorah. So here where it says, for the gleaning of Davidic Psalms that we find in the last 2 books of the Psalter, is for the most part derived from historical works, in that these Psalms, in some instances, only free reproductions of the feelings of David, almost like a freestyle. like adaptation, so to speak, of the feelings of David with respect to the old Davidic model. So it's almost like, musically speaking, like an homage to like an older tune, or bringing an older tune, forward in a newer adaptation, adorned the historical narrative. The psalm before us adorned the history of the time of the persecution of Absalom, David's son. At that time, David was driven out of Jerusalem. David went into kind of a self-imposed exile. He was driven out of Jerusalem and consequently cut off from the sacrificial worship of Yahweh Eloheinu upon Zion. And our Psalm Mizmor Of Mim Aleph, Psalm 141, Psalm CXLI, is an evening hymn of one of those troublous days. Now, in the ancient church, even prior to the time of Saint Gregory, right, in the Constitutiones Apostolicae, right, 2 and 59, had chosen it for the evening hymn. So even the early church times, this psalm was chosen, similar to the Judaic model before, as an evening hymn, just as it had chosen Psalm 63 for its morning hymn, just as Psalm 63 verses 1 to 11 was called, okay, right there. Let's bring this out for y'all right there, and for ourselves as well. This was this right here. Was this or three notes? Let's get this right here. Or three notes monthly. I'm not too sure if that's the correct translation, or three notes. So this psalm, as being the Vesper, was called the Vesper Psalm, was called, let's see if we can get that right here. What's this is? This is Epiluknios. Let's see what this is. Epiluknios. Okay, the resolute. Okay, Vesper Psalm, resolute Psalms. Okay, so right there, just kind of going over some of the kind of basic, to kind of put the psalm into context here at the 141st Psalm, themed in the Sefer Tehillim, Hebraically, the hard copy we have before us, a prayer against sinners. Here it says, a sufferer from his fellow men's sinful, akful action offers a prayer, a tefillah, for Yahweh's help, that he may not himself fall into chet, into sin, forfeiture, lack, missing the mark, through retaliation. The text presents no internal evidence as to date, and the remarks on the preceding psalm, Psalm 140, right, apply also to this. So in the 140th Psalm, let's just go to the theme right there, a prayer for protection. Psalm 140, this theme, the prayer for protection, right? Some of the notes right there, just looking over. So what they point out here in Psalm 140, since they say it applies today's Psalm, giving an overview, a prayer for protection, as I now say, the guidance and protection. They say it is generally agreed that Psalm CXL, Psalm 140 to CXLIII, Psalm 143, Psalm 140 to 143 form a distinctive group, reflecting the same conditions and possessing many literary similarities. Although they are attributed to David, in their present form, they evidence a later stage in the Hebrew language. So in noticing the Hebrew of today's daily psalm, understanding the Hebrew, biblical Hebrew language, this is like a later date. So this is not the earlier psalms of David, not in the Davidic language. David's language in that time is very unique. Like when we look at Old English, so to speak, or Victorian, or, what they call it, King Jamesian, different levels of language. So this is a later level of the Hebrew language. They resemble in content the Davidic Psalms that tell of his persecutions and were possibly modeled upon them. Hence the titles like the superscription for the chief musician, La Menatziach, Mizmor Lid Dawid, a psalm of Dawid, of David. They say it's impossible to determine with certainty the age of their compositions. Alike, they tell of a time when the pious, the Hasid and the Hasidim, the pious ones suffered at the hands of the Rishaim, the ungodly, the unrighteous, within the ranks of Yisrael. So what's kind of clear about these psalms here has to do not so much with, foreign enemies, but more domestic, right? Domestic enemies. So here, as we have this here, some of the overview, verse 1, verse 2. Let's ride up right here with today's daily psalm according to the royal order. Right here, today's daily psalm. First things first, right here, just to hear the old
Psalm 141.
מזמור קמ"א, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד, מזמור לדוד.
Lord,
אדוני, 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 אדוני.
I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Make haste unto me. Make haste unto me. Make haste unto me. Make haste unto me.
אדוני קראתיך חושה לי, חושה לי, חושה לי, חושה לי, חושה לי, חושה לי.
Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Cry unto thee.
האזינה קולי בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך, בקוראי לך.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, as incense, as incense, as incense.
תיכון תפילתי כתורת לפניך, 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 לפניך.
And the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice.
משאת כפיים מנחת ערן, חת 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 ערן.
Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties. Let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. Escape, 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 escape.
So here, Mizmor Of Mim Aleph. Off 100 Meme 40 Aleph 1. Psalm 141, Psalm CXLI, Mizmor Off Meme Aleph. Theme: prayer against sinners. Contact against the uckers, the sinners, especially the sinners amongst the rank of Yisrael. Evening Psalm in the times of Absalom, pointing to the times of Absalom as well, as we went over the Tehillim, the overview. But here, we have verses 1 to 4, which is the supplication, right? Tachanun, seeking for Hanan, for grace, for favor, supplication for divine aid. Verses 5 to 7, may I and I not reject sound reproof. And in verses 8 to 10, the prayer, tefillah, the prayer, the tzelot, Amarinya, here Hebraically tefillah, the prayer renewed. So here, tefillah against sinners. So first section, verses 1 to 4. The Aleph to the Dalet verses, Aleph, Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Abu, Gida. Here we have supplication for divine aid. Here. Mizmor Kof Mim Aleph. Mizmor Le Dawid. Yahuwah Karatika Khushali Ha'azina Koli. Be Kari Lak. Big Lak, Psalm of David, Mizmor le David. Lord Yahweh, I cry to thee. Yahweh Karatika, make haste to me. Khushali, give ear to my voice. Ha'azina, Koli, when I cry to thee. Big Ari, when I call to the eye, even call upon the eye by name. Big Ari, Lock. Big Ari, Lock. So here, first verse right here, the section supplication for divine aid, for divine help. Make haste. Keyword right here is the Khushali. Khusha from Hush, to make haste, to hurry. Hush, right? The primitive Afro-Shemitic root to hurry, Hush. Here we have Khusha, Li, for me, to me. Khusha, hurry, Li, hurry for me, hurry to me. The figuratively, to be eager. Be eager with excitement or enjoyment. Make haste. Be ready. Khusha li, to help me in my straits, in my anxieties. We also have this in Psalm 70, round about the fifth, sixth verse. My fifth verse, likely if it's KJV, sixth verse, if it's from the Hebrew, fifth, sixth verse here of the Husha sense. Husha li, Husha, hurry for me, hurry to me, make haste to me. Another key word here is my voice. Oli, my voice, my call, my voice, my sound, my noise. Right? It can be the sound like of an instrument, or it can be the voice. Right? Voice, sound. Right? The voice or the sound. Right? Unused root meaning like to call. In other words, like to call aloud, voice, like you voice it out. You voice it out. So the voice, the sound. Here, Mizmor le David, Yahuwah Karatika. I Karatika to the I male. Husha li, make haste to me. Ha'azina, azan, to hear, to listen. The azan connected with the ozen. Ozen is the ear. Ozen, right? Ozen or izen. Some say izen, but the ozen, the ear, to expand. The sense here, hazina, has a sense where it says right here to broaden out the ear. It says like with the hand, somebody put the hand behind the ear, like to really hear, like even that gesture to hear. Broaden the ear, hazina, right? Broaden the ear, Koli, broaden the ear to my voice, my sound, my word, sound. Ha'azina Koli, Bikari, in my calling upon the eye, even by name, in my calling upon the eye, Bikari, Lak, to the eye. So the voice represents the appeal, the word sound. So this is the opening section here, the Aleph verse here, the Beit verse here at the second verse. Tikon tefilati kitoreta lefaneka masa'ata kapai minachata ereb. Let my prayer, make my prayer, let my prayer, may my prayer be set before thee incense. Tikon, Tifilati, Kitoret, right? Lefaneka. Directly tikon, right? It was the word tikon, set before, from the kun. Tikon, let it, let it my tefillah, here tefillah, let my prayer, tefillah, right? Tefillah in the Hebrew is a feminine noun, tefillah. So tikon is almost like let her be set, right? Let her be set. Tikon, let her be set, right? Tefillati, my prayer, my tefillah, my intercession, my supplication, but my prayer directly. Tikona tefillati kitoret, kitoret, the kitoret. Here we have kitoret. What is the kitoret? From Gata, Gata is the place they call Qatar, Qatar related to Kitoret, right? Kitoret, the ancients, the smoke, the odor of the burning, right? The burning like a sacrifice, the odor of the sacrifice, the ancients, right? The smoke of the sacrifice. The Hebrew sense is like when it says the offerings cause the offerings to smoke like ancients, right? The ancients, right here, the fumigation, right? The fumigation, Kitoret, from the Hebrew Qatar, Qatar. What is Qatar? Qatar is to sacrifice, but directly is to burn ancients, right? To burn, sacrifice, to make the sacrifices smoke. Qatar, Qatar, Qatar. Getting to the root sense right here, right? Through the idea of fumigation in a close place, and perhaps thus driving out the occupants. You know, there's a saying like smoke them out, so to speak. You know, Aishans them out. But here, tikon tefilati ketoreta lefaneca. Let her be set, my prayer, Aishans, Aishans lefaneca, lefanecha, lefaneca, before thee, in the eyes, panim, in the eyes, panim, fanim, in the eyes, face, before the eyes, face, right? Panim, right? Panim, before the eyes, presence. The lifting up of my hands, Masa'at Kapai. This is interesting here because Masat Kapai, right? The lifting up, the Masat, right? Masat, Maset, Maset, Masat, the uprising. This is from Nasa, the raising. You see what it says down here to H4864, like a raising. Here pointing as Masat, Masat, Masat Kapai, the raising of the hands in prayer, even that ancient prayer gesture, you know, ancient and modern prayer gestures, like when we say, put your hands up, put your hands up, Masat Kapai, right? The raising, Masat. So Masat is to raise, and in this context here, today's daily psalm here is the bait verse, Mizmor Kof Mi Ma left. We have Masat Kapai. Translators translate as the lifting up of my hands, but more directly speaking, we have the lifting up of my kaf, kapai, kapai, the palm of my hand, the lifting up of the palm. So it's not just putting your hands up, but it's like in the gesture, you're lifting up of your hands, almost like you're presenting, like a teruma, up offering, like you're lifting something up. You're offering something up, offering up. You see where it says the hollow or the flat of the hand? Because the yod, yad, the yamim, you know, the yad is the hand, but the kaf is like the palm. So it says masaat kapai. So more directly, the lifting up of my palms, right? You see where it says the hollow hand, right? The hollow hand or the palm. It could be the paw of the animal. It could be the sole, right? Even the bowl of a dish, like the handle of a bolt. But also this word kaf, right? The leaves of a palm tree. But notice what it says, figuratively power, right? Figuratively power. Now it's interesting when you look at the Hebrew letter, the kaf, the letter kaf, how it's like a circle. It's almost like when you hold your hand to cup water, right? Looking at the asherit of the Hebrew there. So this part right here, masat kapai, minchat ereb, the minchat ereb, right? So see here when they say set, also the kun, right? Set my prayers, direct my prayer. Kun, establish my prayer. Kun, tikon, tikona tifilati, etreta lefaneka. So the idea is May my prayer be as Aishans. So therefore, even in Revelation, there's a connection. We're talking about the Aishans going up, like the prayers of the saints. So the connection between the Aishans, the incense, the idea of the incense, the sweet smell, the savor of the incense ascending. May my prayers ascend. Tikon tifalati kataret lefaneka. Masat kapai. The lifting up of my palm. Masat kapai. Minchat erev. The minchat or the minkat. Minkat erev. Minkat erev. Minchat erev. The mincha. What's the mincha? Sometimes Yehudi will enunciate this as minka. Minka, but actually it's mincha, mincha. So, but some would say minka. The minka is the elsewhere it's translated as the meal. When it says the meat offering, when it says meat offering in the King James version, but not meat as in debtor, but actually literally it's the grain offering. The grain offering. That's what you see, the meat offering, the grain offering, right? You see where it says the D entry, the grain offering. Literally, it's the grain offering. It's a bloodless offering, a portion, bestow, donation, especially a sacrificial offering, because Dawit here the language is speaking in we could say within the holy place, the tabernacle terminology, specifically a sacrificial offering. It says usually bloodless and voluntary. The mincha, the mincha, the grain offering, but it specifies here as the evening, the ereb, minchat ereb, as the minchat, the grain offering of the evening, or as the evening offering, minchat ereb, the ereb. We say boker tov, ereb tov, ereb, good evening, the dusk, that time of the day, right there. So what do we have here? A couple of key words, just zooming in on this. It's interesting, the language here in the tabernacle of Dawit, from the tabernacle of Moshe here to the tabernacle of Dawit as incense. Literally in the Hebrew, it says kitoret. It doesn't say ka or k, kitoret. It says kitoret, not as, but incense, aishans. As we have in Psalm 66, around about verse 15, verse 14, verse 15, where it speaks of the sweet smoke of rams. The sweet smoke of rams. The word here, ketoret, is employed of the odor, you can say the smell of the sacrifice, burning on the mizbeach, burning on the altar. The psalmist is evidently precluded. Because of the language here, we can see that the psalmist is precluded or prevented in some way from bringing a mincha, right, an offering, and hopes and prays and expects that tifilato, his prayer, will be an efficacious substitute. What's interesting right here, we have Hosea. Remember Hosea? Hosea, the prophet Hosea, got to bring this in. Hosea 14. Let's go to Hosea if we can. Hosea 14 and 3. Just quickly here as a point of reference. Hosea 14. Right. Let's go to Hosea 14 and 3. Hosea 14 and 3. Give me one moment right here. Hosea 14 and 3, because here in the language is key, right? The language is key. 14 and 3, it says right here. Well, actually in the KJV, it'll be 14 and 2. The numbering is different from the Hebrew to the English. Here it says, take a few words. Hosea 14 and 2 in the King James Version. Take a few words and turn to Yahweh. Say to him, take away all iniquity, take away all moral perversity, and receive graciously. Receive us, receive graciously. So will we give, right, or forgive the calves of our lips. So not the calves, or the baby, you can say the young animals, but the calves of our lips, right? The calves of our lips. So here we can even see a foreshadowing of the Brit Hadasha, right? Where we have like the object lessons in the old and the full substance in the new, right here. So Hosea 14:2 in the KJV, 14:3 in the Hebrew, bringing out this idea once again. Take a few words and turn to Yahweh. Say to him, take away all iniquity, take away all moral perversity, and receive graciously, favorably. So will we, I and I, give the calves of our lips corresponding to the Tikkun Tefillati Itreta Faneka. May my prayer be set forth directed before thee, Aishans, before the eye, the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Masat Kapai. This is the attitude of prayer, the lifting up of the palms. Put your hands up, put your palms up, right? The lifting up of the hands more directly, Masat Kafai, lifting up of the palms. This is the attitude of tefillah. We have this as well in Psalm 28:2, also in Psalm 63, round about the 5th verse, this idea of the lifting up of the hands, right? On the Hebrew, these words right here, the Masat Kapai, lifting up of the palms. The evening sacrifice, Minchat, right? Erev, the Minkat Erev. In Numbers chapter 28, Numbers chapter 28, verse 4. The mention of this particular offering led some to suggest that the psalm, the Mizmor, the chant here, was composed as a hymn for evening use. This is where the ideas come that this psalm was composed for evening use. So what's the verse right there? 20 XXXVII 28. Let's go to 28 and 4, right? Numbers 28 and 4. It says, and one lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, the boker, the dawning. The other lamb shalt thou offer at even, at Ereb, at the Ereb. So here the Minchat Ereb. Some look at this as the evening psalm because of these words right here, psalm for the evening. The Gimel verse, the 3rd verse right here, right? In the section, first 4 verses, Aleph, Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Abu Gida, supplication for divine aid. Shita Yahuwah, Shamra Lefiya, Nitzra al Dal Sifatai. Set a watch, O Yahuwah, O Jehovah, set a watch before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Keep the door of my lips. Shita Yahuwah Shamra. Shita, set, O Yahuwah Shamra. Set a watch. Right? Shamra, also pointed as Shomra. Shita Yahuwah Shamra. Shita Yahuwah Shamra. Shamra, the Shamra, a guard, right? A guard from the Hebrew shamar, to guard, to observe, to hedge about. This watchfulness, lefi, right? Lefi, for my mouth. Lefi, right there, lefi, for my feet, right? The fe, point as fe, for the mouth. Lefi, for my mouth. Nitzra, keep, natsar. Natsar is the word Hebraic that links with Nazarene. Yeshua HaNotzri, to guard, natsar, to guard, to watch over, right? To guard, in a good sense, to protect, to maintain, to obey. in the other of the two Hebrew senses, to conceal, right? To hide a thing, but to guard, to maintain, to keep, right? Nitzra, nitzra al dal, all upon the dal, right? The dal is interesting right here, here. Here it has dal. Let's check this out. Dal, which is a short form of delet. What is the delet? Delet is like a door, a gate. In fact, the fourth letter in the Hebrew alphabet is called dalet. Dalet, from this very root meaning dalet, delet, right? Here it has a short form of dal, right? Delet, some might see as dual, dal as singular, but the dal, delet right here, the swinging, the valve of the door, dala, dala, to draw, to hand, right? Valve of the door, right? So here, the dal, he says, all upon dal, al dal sifatai, upon the dal of my lips, of my safa, safa, sefet, sifatai, sifatai, my lips. What do we have here? Here, the shomra, right? The shomra, Shita, Shita, Sheet, Set, Shita, set the eye, O Yahweh, Shamra, Shomra, a Shomra, a watch, a guard. His enemies had resorted to language of blasphemous and lying character. May Yahweh Eloheinu, Elohai withhold, right, him and I from allowing similar words to pass his lips. You know, like someone cuss you and say something, and it gets you for a moment to want to say the same thing right back to him. Here's what he's saying here: Shita Yahuwah Shomra Lefi Nitzra Al Dal Sifatai. Saying right here, set a guard, O Yahweh, for my mouth. Keep watch, guard, keep watch at the door, al dal sifatai, at the door of my lips, so I do not fall into that same, yeah, like it says, answer a fool according to his folly, so he's not wise in his own conceit. Then it says in Proverbs, don't answer a fool according to his folly, otherwise you be just like the fool. So here, the Dalet verse right here. Here now we're at the Dalet. Interesting, the Dal, al Dal Sifatai, upon the door of my lips. Here, the Dalet verse. Here, the fourth verse. Alatat, Altat. Here. Altata libi le davar ra. Altat libi le davar ra, le hita olela alilota be reisha, eta etishima po'ele awen, ubala ubal elchom be mana mayhem, be mana mayhem. Here, full of verse here. Let's bring this out right here. Incline not my heart to evil thing. Any is not there. So the force of the Hebrew, altat, libi. Don't incline, don't natah. Don't stretch, extend, pervert, don't bend, don't incline, don't stretch, right? Don't incline. Altat, libi, my heart, ledavar ra. Ledabar ra. KJV says to evil thing, any is not there. It doesn't say to any evil, to evil, to a thing of ra'ah, to bad, disagreeable, malignant, unpleasant, evil, something giving pain, unhappiness, misery, right? A bad thing, a worse thing, a sad thing, unhappy thing, a not beneficial thing, a calamitous thing, an injurious thing, a wrongful thing. This brings out the fuller sense of evil, right, in its full sense within the living language. Evil often has a kind of like natural, morally, from a religious point of view, but to understand that to any evil thing is a wrong thing, an adverse thing, not a beneficial thing. You know what I mean? It can be also like a bad, an unkind, a vicious disposition, a vicious attitude. But here he says lidabar or lidavara, lidabar ra 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 ra, all that ra ra. The bar right here is a word, a speech, a speaking, a thing. The bar. In the beginning was the bar, a word, by implication, a matter, something spoken of. Lid dabar ra, right? A spoken matter, right? Like an evil word. We can put it in the context in the previous verse to an evil like word. Now he and I praise that he and I be not tempted to throw in his lot, right? To roll the dice with Harasha, the Rishaim, the ratchet, the defiant, to share their nefarious acts, even their nefarious and evil, blasphemous, bad minded. They say bad mind worse than obia, but they're bad ways of even speaking for the purpose of saving himself from their undesirable attention. Like to get even with the wicked is to become wicked. Al tatalibia lidavara. Right? Here. To practice wicked, right? Wicked works with men that work iniquity. To practice, right? To be occupied. The Hebrew sense to be occupied, right? Lehita olel. Lehita olela elilot. To be occupied, right? To be busy, with wicked actions, beresha, right, of wickedness, with deeds, doings. It's interesting because the word here, alal, is to act severely, right, to make a fool of somebody, right, to affect, to glean, to overdo. Bring out the sense here to overdo, like to maltreat, to be saucy. All right, they're saucy to him, but don't be saucy back to them, right? In other words, to be occupied, right, in the deeds of wickedness. Lehita olela alilota beresha, right? With men that work iniquity. Eta ishim, et ishim, with the men, with those ishas. Et ishim. Now, ish is interesting because when it says like Ben Adam, Adam is like common men, ish is men of a higher degree. So here he says et ishim, with these men, right, who have a high responsibility, but they're in some dirty action. Keep me from doing what they're doing. Eta ishim. Eta ishima po'ele awain. Po'ele awain. That work or that practice, avain, Awain, that practice trouble, right? That practice vanity, right? Exerting themselves, right? Usually in vain, exerting yourself for nothingness. And make I not eat of their dainties. Make me not eat. Uabala el ubal, right? Here. Bring this out right here. Okay, slicha. Okay, right here. Yeah, ubala elham be mana amehem, man amehem. There man am. Don't make me eat of them, man am. Man aehem, man mayhem, man mayhem. Mana mayhem is there. Manam, their manam, their delicacy, right? Naim means to be pleasant. Naim, right? Don't let me eat of their delicacy, right? Laham, to eat it like bread, right? Ubal elham, not to eat, right? Interesting, this word, the word to eat, the word for bread at the root laham, right? Both means to fight, to do war, and also in the secondary sense to eat, to use as food. But this is the word that the word lechem, like Beth lechem, comes from this. This right here, as you can see, is the verb. So it has a twofold sense Hebraically. On one hand is to eat, right? To eat, and the next is to battle. That's what's interesting when Caleb said, to the people and to the 10 spies that told lies. They said, we can go up, we can go in the land. These people are like bread for us. He was implying that we can go up and do battle with them. So the two troops, two sides of the truth right here. The Ishim, touch on the Ishim. Ishim is the men, the Ishim, Let's bring this out right here. Where's the Ishim? The Ishim is this word right there, Ishim, right? With the men, the Ishim. This may perhaps indicate that they were men of high station, right? Men of high station. Et Ishim po'ele aven. The men who practice vain works, right? The men of high standing and influence, as we have in Psalm 4, round about the third verse. And let me not eat of their dainties, right? Ubal elcham biman amehem, eat of their man'am. On the proceeds of their acts of violence, they were able to supply themselves with luxuries. So they had dainties, they had pleasant things, right? They had pleasant things, man'am, right? Man'amehem, their pleasant things. These were the proceeds of their acts of violence, their acts of evil, bad business, the acts of corruption. They were able to supply themselves with luxuries. May no desire to share them lure him and lure I from the path of righteousness, from the path of righteousness. So right there, with that particular verse and that particular word right there, this section right here comes to fulfillment, introducing the next section right here in today's daily psalm. Psalm 141, Mizmor Kof Mim Aleph, verses 5-7. May he and may I not reject sound reproof. When it says sound reproof, that's an old English sense of saying healthy, something being sound words, sound, healthy reproof, right? The meaning of this section here, some say, is somewhat obscure. Some look at this section being somewhat obscure because contemporaneous circumstances seem to be alluded to that are now unknown. There seem to be certain circumstances that are being alluded to right here that cannot be directly pointed to, as with other psalms right here. But here, picking up with the fifth, the hey verse right here, right, which is the fifth verse right here. May the righteous smite me a kindness, and make him reprove me. An excellent oil shall not break my roshi, my head, for yet my prayer also in their calamities. This is the translator's note of this section, right? Me, it shall be, right? May the righteous smite me kindly. Some people see the Hebrew as bringing out more better this sort of translation. May the righteous smite me kindly and reprove I. Make not their precious oil, right? Break roshi, break my head. Right here. Here we have the hey verse, the fifth verse right here. Yehelmeni yasadika cheseda, where yokicheni shemena rosh. Al yani roshi. Al yaniya roshi yakiya oda. Ua tiflati bi raotehem. And tiflati bi raotehem. Wow, in their calamities, right? In their ra'ah, in their evil, in their bad, right? Here it says bi raotehem, in their ra'ot, right? Can also be brought out in their wicked activities, right? In their calamity, in their wrongs, in their wrongdoings, in their bad doings. My prayer, utifilati bi, in Ra'otehem. First part first. May the righteous smite me. Right? Yehelmeni Adik. Yehelmeni Halam. Halam. We have Halam here to smite, to strike, to hammer, to strike. Yehelmeni. Yehelem Ani. Yehelmeni. Strike me. Strike down. By implications, to hammer, to stamp, to conquer, to disband, to beat something down. Here he is saying, Helmani Sadiq, 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 the righteous. Chesed, Chesed. Chesed is kindness. Chesed, an attribute of Yahuwah. Chesed, right? This is what makes the Hasid, Hasid, because Hasid is those who have received Chesed. Chesed, often translated in the KJV as mercy, right? Or loving kindness, goodness, kindness, faithfulness, right? It has a secondary sense there, but it's one of the attributes of Yahweh, kindness, piety, the kindness, right? The chesed from chasad, right? To be good, to show kindness to oneself, right? To show kindness, to bow the neck, right? To bow the neck in courtesy to an equal, right? So when we say that Yahweh, right, his attribute, right, chasto, his mercy, O Lord of his mercy, chesed, he is saying, let the righteous hammer me, hit me, right? Chesed, it'll be chesed, like the attribute of Yahweh, it'll be mercy, loving kindness. Make him reprove where yokiheni, where yokacheni, may he yakach me, yakach, to reprove, to decide, bring it down to the Strongs. May he be right, that is correct. In a reciprocal sense, yokecheni, right? Yokecheani, may he argue with me, right? Like argue, like justify or convict me. With yokecheni, may he convict me, may he reprove me. And excellent oil, and excellent. Notice that the excellent is rosh, rosh. The word rosh is the Hebrew for ras, head, right? Rosh, rosh, right? So in the Hebrew, it says shemen rosh, shemen and oil, a shemen, oil, fatness, oil, shemen, right? Shemen, bring it down here, grease, especially a liquid, as from the olive, often perfumed. In a figurative sense, shemen can be like richness, like fatness, shemen, keep it fat, right? The shemen, which is the oil, the grease, shemen rosh, shemen and oil rosh, a head oil. This is a head oil. One might even bring out the sense of anointing, right? Oil, an excellent oil. So that reproof of the righteous is a chesed, is a kindness, right? It's an excellent oil, a shemen rosh. It says, shall not break my head, shall not break my head. Al yani roshi, al yani, shall not shall not hinder, right? Yani, not really break, but it's like hinder from the word nu. So yani, al, not yani, it breaking or it hindering, roshi, it hindering, right? Holding back, forbidding, restraining, or frustrating. It will not refuse, forbid, dissuade, or neutralize my head. Al yani roshi, al yani roshi, it shall not neutralize my head, right? It shall not break my head, right? It shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also in their calamities. It shall be, all that italic stuff is not there, right? Ud tifalati bi'ra'otehem, bi'ra'otehem, bi'ra'otehem. What do we have here? A better translation of the verse, right, is may the righteous smite I, it shall be kindness, and make him reprove, correct I, it shall be as oil for my head. Make not my head refuse it. Make not my head al yani roshi. Make not my head, my ras, refuse it. But still, May my prayer be against their evil doings. Utifalati bira'otehem. Bira'otehem. Not in their calamities. It could be calamities, but also their evil doings. Again, the better translation here is may the tzaddik, may the righteous, may the tzaddik, may the righteous smite I. Right? Remember the word smite there, the halam, strike down, smite I, like to check I. It shall be kindness, chesed, like the loving kindness of Yahweh. Make him reprove where yoki cheni, where yocheni. May he yakach, reprove, correct, argue, right? To convict me. If I'm wrong, convict me. Where yokecheni. Shemen rosh aliyaniya roshi. Shemen rosh is a head oil. It's like a head anointing. Shemen rosh. Shemen rosh. Aliyani. Right? It shall be as oil for the head. Make not my head Aliyani Roshi, make not my head refuse, forbid it, but still make my prayer be against their evil doings. But still make my prayer be against their evil doings. Ki od da'ua tifalatiya bi ra'otehem. Ki od, right? Ki od. Right, but still, and tifalati bi ra'otehem, be against their evil doings. If there is anything unworthy in his conduct, what's being asked here in this tefillah, in this prayer, is to say, well, if there's anything wrong, if I might be in the wrong here, right? And if there be anything wrong in his and I conduct, I will accept correction from a tzaddik, a righteous man, as a chesed, as a kindness. Because that righteous man I see as a chassid, right? One who has received of Yahweh's mercy and loving kindness. So I'll receive that correction because that will be chesed. Oil on the head is refreshing, right? This is the point here. Oil on the head is refreshing. That correction on the head is refreshing. Also refer to Psalm 104, round about the 15th to 14th to 15th verse. Here the vav verse, the wow way verse, the vav verse. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. They are sweet. Nishmetu bidei selah. Bidei selah. Shofatehem with shamu amarai ki naemu. For they are naim. They are naim. Remember the ma'anaim, the dainties, the ma'anaim. Right here we have naim. You know, there's something from the east called naim. Well, that's this word right here. For they, he's saying his words, amarai, my words, my speeches, key for naimu, they are sweet. When their judges are thrown down by the sides of the rock. This is a better reading of this from the Hebrew here. Nishmetu bidei selah. Bidei selah. Selah is not selah. Selah and selah. Selah is different. Selah is the rock. So a more better translation here is their judges are thrown down by the sides of the rock, and they shall hear my words, that they are sweet. Their judges are thrown. right? Their judges are here, has overthrown shamat, shamat, right? Release to let them drop, to loose them, right? To release, you see the fall down, thrown down, right? To fling down, they're flung down. Nishmetu, nishmetu, thrown down, they are thrown down, they're jostled, right? Let alone desist, remit, but thrown down. Nishmetu, bidei salah, bidei salah, right? By the hand of the rock, literally, or, the judges are thrown down by the sides, the hand to say the sides of the rock, by way of the rock. Nishmetua bidei selah, shoftehem, their shofet, right? Shoftehem, their judges. Render when judges the rock, they will hear my words. Render this as their judges, when their judges, right, are thrown down, right, by the sides of the rock, right? They will hear my words. When their evil judges, shoftehem, their judges, shoftehem, evil judges or rulers against whom he has been praying. So in this psalm here, and these psalms praying against these evil judges, right? Meet with the doom of being hurled to destruction from a high rock, Selah, from the Selah, from the Selah, Selah, not Selah, Selah, Selah is a pause. Selah is the rock, from a high rock. In Second Chronicles chapter 25, verse 12 is a point of reference of the Selah, the high rock. They will admit before they die that the words he and I has spoken in Marai Kia Naemu, Ki Naemu, that they were pleasant words. Naemu, 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 Naemu. And they would regret that they had taken no notice of it. No notice of it. So here, Nishmetu bidei salah shofatehem with shama'u amarai ki naemu. Here, bringing it to the Zane verse, today's daily psalm, 7th verse here. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth upon the earth. As when one cutteth and cleaveth upon the earth. Another way of bringing this out, as when one cleaveth and breaketh up the earth, our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth. Another way of bringing this out, kamoa foleach, ua bokeach ba'aretz, nifa zerua it's amenu lefi Sheol, lefi Sheol. So actually in the Hebrew, the word order is reverse. The word order is reverse. Kamo for foleach, ua bokeach ba'aretz. It's actually the second part when one cutteth, when one palach. Kamo as one foleach, falach, right? Slices, cleaveth. As a one cutteth, slices, cleaveth, break open or pierceth, right? Pierceth and cleaveth. The word wood is not there. Kamo foleach ua vokeach, bokeach ba'aret, and bokeach. What is bokeach from baka? So the poleach is the cutter, right? And the vokeach is the splitter, the cleaver, right? So it's like cutting and splitting. It's making the clots in the ground. There's nothing about wood right here. And besides that, the verse, the word order, our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, is the second part of the verse. The first part is as when one cleaveth, right? Kamo foleach, and breaketh, or vokeach, and breaketh up the earth, or breaketh ba'aretz, in the aretz, in the earth. Our bones are scattered. Nifzeru, right? They are pazar, nifzeru, nifzeru, pazar. They are scattered, right? They are dispersed, right? So what we have here, nifa zerua it's ameno. It's ameno, it's ameno, or it's ameno, our bones, our etzem, our etzem, right? It's ameno, our bone, our essence, our substance, lefi, for the mouth, sheol, for the mouth, not the grave's mouth so much, but sheol, the underworld, the sheol, the netherworld, sheol, right? The netherworld, as if a subterranean retreat. Now remember that even many times the psalmist and I speak of being in Sheol while even being in this life, going through experience of Sheol. It's almost like if there's hell, yes, but there's also hell on earth in this life, in this liberty, especially psychically speaking. So he says, our bones are scattered at the mouth of Sheol, right? Ready to go to the netherworld. So what do we have here? What we have right here is the enigmatic, right? We have an enigmatic verse appears to refer to an act of slaughter. This verse here referring to an act of slaughter. Kamo foleach uvokeach ba'aretz. The slicing and the breaking in the earth, in the land. The slicing and the breaking, as a one cleaveth and breaketh up the earth, or more better, breaketh up in the earth, as the cleaving and slicing and the breaking up in the land, right? A slaughter committed by these evil judges, right? Shoftehem, by their evil judges, in that many friends of the psalmist and many friends of I were the vicks and the victims right here. So take note of this seventh verse, that the word order is out of order. There's no word would there. And this will now hopefully crystallize the sense of this psalm right here. Where one cleaveth and breaketh in the land, our bones are scattered at the Sheol's mouth. You get it? And when one cleaveth and breaketh in the land, breaketh what? Slaughters man, slaughters. Our bones are scattered at Sheol's mouth. Breaketh up the earth, choppeth on the earth. The sense of really is the vokeach, right? Cleaveth is like baka, choppeth. Vokeach is the chopper. So the foleach is the cleaver, the splitter, and the vokeach is the chopper, right? Ba'aretz is in the land, right? The verb having that meaning in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 9. The chips, right? The chips are scattered all around, right? For example, let's take wood in the sense of wood. The chips of wood are scattered all around when the logs are cut up. Does that happen when you cut up wood? The chips are all over the place. So the bones of his murdered friends, right? They lie and they lay in abundance. Where? Lefi Sheol, at the entrance of Sheol. This is literally what we have right here. Kamo foleach u vokeach ba'aretz, nifa zeruat amenu lefi Sheol. Again, as when one cleaveth and choppeth in the land, our bones are scattered. Our bones are scattered at the entrance of Sheol. Here. Latter part here, the fulfillment of today's daily psalm, here to the chet verse, here to the eighth verse right here, right? The eighth verse right here. And this is these verses here. The prayer, right? The prayer, the tefillah, the prayer right here is renewed, right? Ki eleka Yahuwah Adonai Ainaya Bekah Chasiti ala ta'ara nafshi. But mine eyes are to the eye, O Yahweh Adonai. Ki eleka Yahweh Adonai. Ki for eleka to the I male Yahweh, or he who be who he be. Adonai, Adonai, Adonai. I my eyes. I my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. Bekah, Bekah, Chasiti ala ta'ar nafshi. Leave not my soul destitute. In the I trust. Bekah, Bekah, Chasiti, Bekah, Chasa, I seek, I flee to the I for refuge, right? I flee to the I for protection. I confide in the I, right? Bekah, 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 Hasiti. Leave not, right? Leave not my soul destitute. Leave not Allah ta'ar from ara, to bear, ara, to make naked, right? To strip in a sense, ara, right? Allah ta'ar, don't strip, right? Don't make empty. The direct sense to make beer. Don't strip my soul. Al ta'ar nafshi. Don't pour out my soul. Don't empty my soul. The sense of leave not my soul, my destitute. You see something here that they do something very strange here. They have leave here, ara, right? And then they have destitute here, ara. But as we look at the Hebrew, right? As we look at the Hebrew right here, right? It's only used one time. Al ta'ar. Don't strip. Don't strip. Right? Don't make naked. Strip. Nafshi. Don't strip my psyche. Right? Make not my soul bare. There we go, right there. Make not my soul naked. Make not my psyche. Don't make my psyche naked. Right? Don't make my soul naked. Al ta'ar nafshi. What do we have here? Surely, right? For surely mine eyes are to the eye. Yahuwah Adonai. Kia leka Yahuwah Adonai. I. My eyes. My eyes are to the eye. We have this in Psalm 25, around about verse 15. There's another way of reading this too. In thee have I taken refuge. O pour not out my soul. In thee I have taken refuge, right? Pour not out my soul. In thee I have taken refuge. Let's bring this up right here. Pour not out my soul. This part right here, in thee. Let's bring this part. We'll highlight that part. This part of the verse right here. In thee I have taken my refuge. Bekah chasiti, right? In the eye have taken refuge. Al ta'ar nafshi. Oh, pour not out my soul. Pour not out. Drain not my body of life, my psyche, right? That is identical with the blood. So the sense of the blood also is connected. As we have in Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11, brings out this connection of life and blood and the psyche and the soul. Bekach chasiti ala ta'ar nafshi. In the eye I have taken refuge. Oh, pour not out my psyche. Don't pour out my psyche. Don't strip my psyche. Don't make my psyche naked or bare. Here. To the 9th verse, the 8th verse right here. 8th verse. Keep me from the snares they have laid for I, and the gins of the workers of iniquity, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Shamreini, mi de pach, yakshu li, u mokshota, po ele aven. Keep me from the snares, from the hand, the yad, right? The yad pach, of the pach, of the trap. Pach. Pach is like a trap. It's like a sheet of metal pounded thin. Like, somebody walking or animal walking, they fall in the trap. Shamreini, guard I, me day from the hands of, right? To say from the hands of pach, from the hands of the snare, from the hands of the snare, yakshuli, yakshuli, that they have yakosh, lured, sought to entice, yakshu, they luring, ensnaring, li, for me, shamreini, guard me day pach, yakshu, and the jinns, the what? The jinns, mokshot. So the singular mokesh, the singular one, mokshot, more than one, mokesh, right? They have set baits, they have set lures and snares and traps and nooses. They've set nooses and hooks. Mokshota po'ele, the workers, pa'al, po'ele. Note this right here, that systematically, habitually, this is what they do. They just do this one-off. This is what they do. This is like what they do for a living. Umok shota po'ele aven. Po'ele. They practice. Po'ele. They're not just the workers of it. They did the work. No, they practice this. You see from pa'al, the root sense to do, to make, systematically, habitually, to practice. So there's 2 or 3 words for work, but the difference in the word tells us whether this is like a habit. This is their habit. Umokshota po'ele awen. Po'ele aven. Po'ele awen. The workers of aven, the workers of trouble, sorrow, anxiety, they pant, they exert themselves in vain. Right? They exert themselves in vain. This verse here, simply put, in Psalm 140, round about the 5th verse, right? So in Psalm 140, right, let's get this verse right here, the 5th verse right here. In the Hebrew is the 5th verse, but you'll find it as the 4th in the King James Version. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hand of the wicked, the ratchet. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed. They have purpose to make my steps slide, So that's in the previous psalm. And here, bring into the Yod verse, conclusion of today's daily psalm prayer against the uckers, against the sinners. May the wicked, the ratchet, fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape, right? While I with all pass over. All right, make me pass over, make me escape. Right here. Yiplu be maka morayo. Rishaima yachada. Anoki ada evor. Anokia ada evor. Ada evor. Wa I evor. Evor, wa I pass over. I abar, right? I pass over, right? I keep it Hebrew. I cross over, from the low degrees of their ratchetness and wickedness to the high degree. Yiplu, right? Nafal, nafal, to fall. Yiplu, let them fall. Be maka morayo, right? Into their makmar, their mikmor. Let them fall into their makmar and their mikmor. Be makamorayo, makmorayo. Let them fall into their nets, into their snares, right? Blackening by heat. Net as dark from concealment. In other words, the makmar, mikmor, as we have here, be makamorayo, is like these nets, it's concealed. Like you can't see, sometimes you can't see a net or a trap. Let them fall, right? The rishaim yachad. Something that's not brought out right here, right? May the wicked fall into their own nets. may they fall yahad, yahad, like all together. Let them fall together. Let them fall together, right, into their own nets, alluding to each one of the wicked. So each one of the wicked has a different wicked idea. Let them all fall into their own wicked ideas, right, as a net that is concealed from them. Like they seek to have a net concealed against the righteous. Let them fall into the deuces, right? Anoki, 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 I myself, Anoki, Ad Ebor. Anoki ad ebor, 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 while I escape. Literally, together at the same time as they fall. Yahad, Yahad. See, this is not brought out right here. Yahad. They have Yahad, but Yahad is a union. You see, Yahad, to be united, Yahad, right? Unitedness, togetherness, Yahad. Yahad, unitedly. So it's like Yiplu, let them fall, Be Makam Morav, Rishai. Let the wicked fall, right, into their own nets that they conceal. Yahad, together, Anoki, I, like, so while they're falling, I will escape, right? While they fall together at the same time as they fall, this is emphatic in the Hebrew. In the Hebrew, it has the Anoki. You can't see it right here. Let's see if we go down here to bring up the Anoki. It's right there. It's the Anoki, right? Anoki, right? Anoki, I, myself. Ad et evor. Ad et evor. I, first person singular. I, myself. I, like my personal self. Anoki, ad et evor. While I will pass by. While I will pass over, while I will pass by in safety. Right here, here. Today's daily psalm, right here, here. Yes, I, Rastafari.
Pass me and don't tell them so what a joy, joy, joy.
Psalm 141.
מזמור קמ"א, מזמור לדוד.
Lord,
אדוני, 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 אדוני,
I cry unto thee. Make haste unto thee.
אדוני קראתיך חושה לי, חושה לי, חושה לי.
Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Cry unto thee.
האזינה קולי בקוראי לך, קוראי לך, קוראי לך, קוראי לך, קוראי לך, קוראי לך.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense.
תשכון תפילתי כתורת לפניך, 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 לפניך.
And the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice.
משאת כפיים מנחת ערן, 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 ערן,
Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainty. Let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape.
מזמור קמ"א, מזמור לדוד. אדוני קראתיך חושה לי, האזינה קולי בקוראי לך. תיקום תפילתי קטורת לפניך, משאת כפיים מנחת ערב. שיטה אדוני שמרה לפי, נצרה על דל שפתי. אל תת ליבי לדבר רע, להתעולל עלילות ברשע, את אישים פועלי אבן, ובל אלחם במנעמיהם. יהלמני צדיק חסד, ויוכיחני שמן ראש על ימי ראשי, ועוד ותפילתי דמעותיהם. ישמטו בידי סלע שופטיהם, ושמעו אמרי כי נענו. כמו פולח ובוקע בארץ, נפזרו עצמנו לפי שאול. כי אליך אלוהים אדוני עיניי, בך חסיתי על תיער נפשי. שומרני מדי פח יקישו לי, ומוקשות פועלי אבן. יפלו במחמוריו רשעים, יחד אנוכי עד אעבור.
Yes, yes, yes. Here. Let's ride up right here. A little delayed right here, but Parashat Balak right here, 40th sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong right here.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. What does Shema Yisrael Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Achad? Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. The Lord, our God, the Lord is one. What does that really mean? And why is it important?
Baruch ata Adonai, Baruch Abba Yerushalayim, Baruch ata Adonai, Baruch Abba Yerushalayim. Baruch ata Adonai,
Rastafari,
Adonai,
Rastafari.
So right here, making the Aliyah, going up to the reed, making Aliyah to the Torah. Psalm 119, 165, Shalom Rav, Le Ohabei, Torateka, We'ein Lamo, Mikashol. Great peace have those who love your Torah. Shalom Rav, Le Ohabei, Torateka. Those who love thy Torah. Nothing can make them stumble. Ve'ein lamo, mikshol. So here, each Shabbat, there's a weekly portion from HaTorah called the Parasha that's chanted often, traditionally during like the morning services, and this Torah portion itself is further divided into like smaller sections called the aliyot, literally ascents. It's customary to call up people from the congregation, the olim, to recite a baraka, the blessing before and after each section is recited by the cantor or the Torah reader. For Shabbat services, each parsha is divided into 7 aliyot, 7 ascensions going up, with a concluding portion that's called the maftir, recited by the person often traditionally who will also recite the Haftarah Berkot, the blessing for the Haftarah, the Nabeen prophets reading. This means that during a given Shabbat Torah reading service, ideally at least 8 people will be called to recite Berkot over HaTorah. On the weekday morning services, Monday and Thursday, and the first 3 aliyot of the forthcoming Shabbat portions are read. Now, in order to recall the roles of the avodah, the service, in the ancient, you could say the ancient temple worship, it's customary to offer the first aliyah to a Kohen, often a priestly descendant of Aharon, the brother of Moshe. The second, often to a Lewi, a Levite, a descendant of the tribe of Levi. And the remaining aliyot, the Shalishi, to the Sheva'i, the third to the seventh, to Yisraelim, to like the rank and file Israelites, like Yehudi, who are neither Kohen or Lewi or Levite. And one will also be told in advance often what their aliyah number is by the Gabbai. Gabbai, that's like the synagogue official. Remember when Yeshua, Rabbeinu Yeshua, was in the synagogue of Nozreit of Nazareth? Yeah, and they gave him the scroll and he went up to read. So right here, the Bareku, before the reading of HaTorah, the Torah recitation. So here the reader, right? Baruchu, bless y'all et Yahuwah Hambarak. Baruchu et Yahuwah Hambarak. Modern times they would say Baruchu et Adonai Hambarak. Right? Baruchu et Yahuwah Hambarak. Bless he who be, who is to be blessed. So the call in the beginning of the service, Baruchu et Yahuwah Hambarak. Bless y'all, Baruchu et Yahuwah Jehovah Hambarak. Hambarak, who is to be blessed. The congregation, the aggregation responds, Baruch Yahuwah Hambarak le'olam wa'ed. Blessed is Yahuwah Jehovah, who is to be blessed. Baruch Yahuwah Hambarak le'olam wa'ed. Le'olam wa'ed. Le'olam wa'ed. Forever and ever, or to time indefinite and onward. Baruch Yahuwah Hambarak le'olam wa'ed. So it will go something like the call first, Baruch et Yahuwah Hambarak. Baruch Yahuwah Hambarak le'olam wa'ed. And now the recitation of the following baraka, blessing. The blessing before the Torah reading. Right here, the blessing before the Torah reading. Baruch ata Yahweh Eloheinu, Melech ha'olam, asher bachara banua mikola ha'amim, v'natana lanua eta Torato. Baruch ata Yahuwah notain ha-Torah. Now, the translation of this right here, blessed art thee, Yahuwah, our Elohim, universal King, eternal King, King of the universe, Melech HaOlam, who chose us, I, from all the peoples, and gave to us Torato, his Torah, his instruction, direction. Blessed art thee, Baruch atah, Yahuwah, he who be, notain ha-Torah, giver, notain ha-Torah, giver of the Torah, giver of the direction, giver of the instruction. So here, the baraka before the Torah reading. Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech ha'olam. Blessed art thou, O Yahuwah Eloheinu, our Elohim, Melech HaOlam, eternal King, universal King, King of the universe. Asher, the one who Bahar Banu, the one who chose us. Asher Bahar Banu, Mikol, from all Ha'amim, from all the peoples. When Natan, and gave Lanu, and gave to us, when Natan Lanu, et Torato, gave to us his Torah. Baruch atah Yahuwah, notain ha-Torah. Blessed art the I, empowered to prosper, be the I, O he who be who he be, notain ha-Torah. Notain ha-Torah. So here, Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, here, give ear, right here, for this Shabbat Balak. Shabbat Bala, 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 Bala. And here the Rishon, the first, Aliyah, 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 Aliyah. For this Shabbat, Shabbat Balak. Here picking up the fourth book of Moses, the Hebrew book that's called Numbers, the Sefer Bamidbar. Here picking up with Numbers chapter 22, verse 2. For this 40th weekly Torah portion reading and feeding and annual Rastafari sabbatical studies, and for this Shabbat strong Balak. Here, the Rishon, the first Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Balak, Sendet Balak. Here, Numbers 22, verse 2. Beshem Ha'ab Wehabein We'ruach Kadosh Yahuwah Echad. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, he who be, who he be, the one, the one, the one, the one, the one, the one, the one. Here, picking up with the Rishon, the first Aliyah, for Shabbat Balak. Wayareh Balak ben Sipor et kol asher asa Yisrael la emori. And Balak, the son of Zippor ben Zippor, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of Ha'am, the people, because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the Bnei Yisrael, because of the sons, the children of Yisrael. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak ben Zippor, Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers, therefore, to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of Ammon, his people, to call him, saying, Hine, behold, there is a people come Mitzrayim, out of Kemet, out of Egypt, out of Mitzrayim. Hine, behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, perhaps, I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. For I what? For I know that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the Ziknei Moab, the elders of Moab, and the Ziknei Midian, the elders of Midian, departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came to Bileam, to Balaam, and spake to him the words of Balak. And he said to them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as Jehovah, as the Yahweh shall speak to me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came to Balaam, and said, what men are these with thee? And Balaam said to Ha-Elohim, the true God, Balak ben Zippor, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent to me, saying, Hine, behold, there is a people come Mitzrayim, out of Canaan, out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure, perhaps, maybe, I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And Elohim said to Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse Ha'am, the people, for they are blessed, 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 blessed. Shema Yisrael. Hear, 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 give ear right here for the Sheni. The Sheni, Aliyah, 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 Aliyah. The second Aliyah for this Shabbat Balak. Here, picking up the fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers chapter 22. Here at verse 13 for the Sheni Aliyah, the second Aliyah, second offering up for this Shabbat Balak. ويقام بلعام بابوكر ويومر إلا ساري بالاك لكو إلا أرسكم كيا مين هو لتيتيا لا حلوك إماكم. Here, picking up the Sheni, the second Aliyah for the Shabbat Balak. Here, Numbers 22, verse 13. And Balaam rose up. Wayakam Bil'am. And Balaam rose up in the morning. Wayakam Bil'am Baboker. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, and said to the princes of Balak, Wayomer il Sarei Balak, get you into your land. And Liku il Arisikem. For the Yahweh, he who be, refuses to give me leave to go with you. Ki me haini Yahuwah letiti lahloka imakem. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went to Balak, and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam, and said to him, thus, like this saith Balak, ben Zippor, the son of Zippor, let no thing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming to me, for I will promote thee to very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest to me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahuwah Elohai. Go beyond the word of he who he be, my Elohim, to do less or more. Now, therefore, I pray you, tarry y'all also here this night, that I may know what the Yahweh will say to me more. And Elohim came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the man come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say to thee, that shalt thou do, thou do, thou do, thou do.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Here we are at Numbers chapter 22, picking up with verse 21. And here, Shema Yisrael, Shema. And here, Shema Yisrael, Shema. Here, Gavir, right here is the Shalishi Aliyah, offering up an aphora here for this Shabbat Balak. Here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book of Numbers. Here we are at Numbers chapter 22, picking up with verse 21. 21 here for the Shalishi Aliyah for this Shabbat Balak, Senbet Balak. Wayakam bi'lam baboker, wayachbosh etono, wayelek im sarei Moab. And Balaam Bi'lam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. Wayakam bi'lam baboker, et etono, wayelek im sarei Moab. And Elohim's anger was kindled because he went, and the Melaki Yahweh and the angel of Jehovah stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the Melaki Yahweh, the angel of Jehovah, standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the Melaki Yahweh, or the angel of Jehovah, stood in a path in the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the Melak Yahweh, the angel of Jehovah, she thrust herself to the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the Melaki Yahweh and the angel of Jehovah went further and stood in a narrow place where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the Melak Yahweh, the angel of Jehovah, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Yahweh Jehovah opened the mouth of the ass, and she said to Balaam, what have I done to thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said to the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill thee. And the ass said to Balaam, not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine to this day? Was I ever wont to do so to thee? And he said, nay. Then Yahweh Jehovah opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the Melaki Yahweh, the angel of Jehovah, standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel, the Melaki Yahweh, said to him, wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? These 3 times. Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times, Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee. and saved her alive. And Balaam said to the Malaki Yahweh, the angel of Jehovah, the angel of Yahweh, I have sinned, I have upped up, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now, therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the Malaki Yahweh and the angel of Jehovah, the angel of Yahweh, said to Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak to thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him to a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said to Balaam, did I not earnestly send to thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not to me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam and Balaam said to Balak, lo, look, I am come to thee. Have I now in power at all to say anything? The word that Elohim putteth in my mouth, that I speak.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And here, Shema, give ear right here. For the Rabi'i Aliyah, for the fourth Aliyah, for this Shabbat Balak. Here, picking up the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that's called Numbers. Here, Numbers chapter 22, here at verse 39, for the Rabi'i Aliyah, for this Shabbat Balak. Here, picking up with Numbers chapter 22, here at verse 39, for the Rabi'i, the fourth Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Balak. Wayeleka Balaam im Balak, Wayabu Kiryata Chutzot. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiryata Chutzot. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam, and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam, and brought him up into the high places of Baal, into the high places of Baal, that thence there he might see the utmost part of Ha'am, the utmost part of the people. And here, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book that is called Numbers chapter 23, Balaam, the prophecy from the high places of Baal, of Baal, the separation of Yisrael. And Balaam said to Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said to Balak, stand by thy olah, thy burnt offering, and I will go. Adventure, perhaps the Yahweh will come to meet me, and whatsoever he sheweth me, I will tell thee. And he went to an high place, and Elohim met Balaam, and he said to him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And Yahweh, Jehovah, and the Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, return to Balak, and thus, like this, thou shalt speak. And he returned to him, and lo, he stood by his olah, his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me, Yaakov, come, curse me, Jacob, and come, defy Israel. How shall I curse whom Elohim hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Yahweh, Jehovah, hath not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, Ha'am, the people, shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the Goyim, among the nations. Who can count the dust of Yaakov, of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said to Balaam, what hast thou done to me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them. altogether. And he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which Yahweh, the Yahweh Jehovah, hath put in my mouth, 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 in my mouth.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Rastafari, here for the fifth, the Hamishi Aliyah, for this Shabbat, Balak, here picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers chapter 23, here at verse 13, for the Hamishi Aliyah. Balaam, the prophecy from Pisgah, the justification and power of Israel. Here for the Hamishi Aliyah, Numbers chapter 23, here at verse 13. Wayomer Elayo Balak Likana Iti Illa Makom Acher Asha Tirenu Mishama Epes Katsehu Tire with Kulolo Tire with Kabno Li Misham. Here, for the Hamishi Ali. And Balak said to him, come, I pray thee, with me to another place from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see them, but the uttermost part of them, and shalt not see them all. And curse me them from thence, from there. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said to Balak, stand here by thy olah, thy burnt offering, while I meet Yahweh yonder. And Yahweh Jehovah, the Yahweh, met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, go again to Balak. And say like this. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his olah, his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said to him, what hath the Yahweh spoken? And he took up his parable, and said, rise up, Balak, and hear, hearken to I, thou son of Zippor. God, El, is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Get good. Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He hath not beheld iniquity in Yaakov, in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Yisrael. Yahweh Jehovah, Yahweh, his Elohim is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. And brought them out of Egypt. He has, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Yaakov, neither is there any divination against Yisrael. According to this time, this hour, it shall be said of Yaakov and of Yisrael, what hath El wrought? Behold, the people, Ha'am, shall rise up as a lion. Great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. And Balak said to Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said to Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Yahweh speaketh, that I must do. Here, for the Sheshi Aliyah, for this Shabbat Balak, here for book of Moshe, Hebrew book that's called Numbers chapter 23. Here, give ear. Here at verse 27, Numbers 23, verse 27 for the Sheishi. For the 6th Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Balak, the Sheishi Aliyah. Why Omer Balak illa bil Ama. Likana ek acheka illa makom achira. Ulay Yishar be'aynei ha'Elohim we'akaboto liya misham. Here for the Sheishi Aliyah, Balaam, the prophecy from Peor, first item, the beauty and order of Yisrael, the IT, the beauty and the order of Yisrael. For the Sheishi Aliyah, Numbers 23, verse 27, and Balak said to Balaam, Lekana, come, I pray the I will bring the eye to another place. Peradventure, perhaps, it will please High Elohim, the true good, the true God, that thou, the I, mayest curse me, them from thence, from there. And Balak brought Balaam to the top of Peor, that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said to Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Here. Fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book, called Numbers chapter 24. And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh Jehovah to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. Toward the Midbar. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes. And the spirit of Elohim came upon him. And he took up his parable, and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said. He hath said, which heard the words of El, which heard Imre El, the words of El, which saw the vision of Shaddai, the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Yaakov, and thy tabernacles, O Yisrael. As the valleys they are spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of lean aloes, which the Yahweh hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. El brought him forth forward, Mitzrayim, out of Kemet, out of Gibet, out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn. He shall eat up the Goyim, the nations his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a lioness. Who shall rouse him up? Kara'a, Shakav, Ka'ari, Ukalabi, Mi, Yikimenu. He couched, he lay down as a lion and as a lioness. Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. Hey, and Balak said to Balaam, hey, I called thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote the eye to great honor, but lo, the Yahweh hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said to Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers when thou sentest to me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Yahweh to do either good or bad of mine own mind. But what the Yahweh Jehovah saith, that will I see. Give right here for the Shabi'i, Aliyah, for this Shabbat Balak. The seventh offering of Aliyah, seventh Anaphora for this Shabbat Balak, Sendat Balak, the Shabi'i here, fourth book of Moses, Hebrew book called Numbers. Here in Numbers, at Numbers chapter 24, here at verse 14 for the Shabi'i, the seventh Aliyah. وَأَعْطَى هِنَّ هُلَيْكَ لِعَمِكَ لِكَ إِيَا أَعْطِكَ هَشَرَ يَعِسَ هَعَمْ هَزَ لِعَمِكَ بِأَخْرِيتَهَا يَمِينٍ. And now, behold, وَأَعْطَى هِنَّ, I go to my people. Come, therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people, B'achrit hayamin, in the latter days. Balaam, the prophecy from Peor. Second item, the Messianic kingdom, the Messianic government, verse 15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of El, of Elohim, which heard the words of El, the true good, the true God, and knew the knowledge of Elyon, of the Most High, which saw the vision of Shaddai, the Almighty, falling into a trance. But having his eyes open, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not now. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Yisrael, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Yisrael shall do valiantly, powerfully. Out of Yaakov shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, the first of the Goyim, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted, until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, alas, who shall live when Elohim doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Kittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his ways. Here. Fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers, chapter 25. The doctrine of Balaam. Refer to Numbers chapter 31, verse 16, Revelation chapter 2, verse 14, and James chapter 4, verse 4. Fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers chapter 25. And Yisrael abode in Shittim, and Ha'am, the people, began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab, and they called the people to the sacrifice of their Elohim, their gods. And Ha'am, the people, did eat and bow down, worship to their Elohim, to their gods. And Israel, joined himself to Baal Peor, and the anger of the Yahweh was kindled against Yisrael. And the Yahweh said to Moses, take all the heads, the Roshei, the Rases of Ha'am, the people, and hang them up, listen to Yahweh, before Jehovah against the sun, that the fierce anger of Yahweh may be turned away from Yisrael. And Moshe said to the judges of Yisrael, slay y'all, everyone his men that were joined to Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Yisrael, one of the sons of Yisrael, came and brought to his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation, the aggregation of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael, who were weeping before the door, the Petach of the tabernacle of the congregation of the tent of meeting, the Ohel Moel. Here, the Maftir for this Shabbat Balak, here at verse 7. Wayare Pinachas ben El-Azar ben Aharon HaKohen Wayatam mitoka ha'edah Wayikach Romach b'yado Here for the Maftir, that verse 7, Numbers 25 and 7, the Maftir verse. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron HaKohen, the priest, the Kohen, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation, the aggregation, and took a javelin, bit Yado, in his hand. And he went after the man of Yisrael into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Yisrael and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the Bnei Yisrael, from the sons, the children of Yisrael. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. And thus conclude the Torah Aliyot for Shabbat al-Balak. Glory be to the word, the sound, the power. Abinu lemelkenu. Glory be to Ainai Father, Ainai King. Edamawi. Haile Selassie. Glory be to the first power of the Trinity. Beshem Yeshua HaMoshiach. Begetachin na. Bemenhanetachin. Be Jesus Christos. Amen.
Yes. Shavua Tov, a good strong right there. Torah reading and feeding right there. Fulfilled, completed there. Stay tuned for the Haftarah, prophets reading, and the Brit Chadash, New Covenant reading. But first, here, the Baraka, the blessing after the Torah reading, right here. Blessing after the Torah reading. Blessed art thou, Yahuwah Elohim, Melech HaOlam, eternal King, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and set everlasting, ever-living life in I and I midst. Blessed are thee, O Yahuwah, Jehovah, giver of Torah, giver of the direction, instruction. Here in Ivrit, Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu, Melech HaOlam, Asher Natan Lanua Torata Emet, Chaye Olam Nata B'Tocheinu. Baruch atah Yahuwah Notain HaTorah. Baruch, blessed, empowered to prosper. Baruch atah, the I, speaking directly to he who be. Baruch atah Yahuwah, blessed, empowered to prosper, be the I, O he who be. Eloheinu, our Elohim, almighty power. Melech HaOlam, eternal King, or often translated as King of the universe, universal King. Melech HaOlam. Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Natan Lanu, the one who Asher Natan gave Lanu to us. Asher Natan Lanu gave to us Torat Emet, the Torah of truth. Torat Emet, with Chaye Olam, and life Chaye Olam, to time indefinite, eternal life. With Chaye Olam, Nata, set, B'Tocheinu, set, or like planted, set in our midst. Baruch atah Yahuwah, blessed be the I, O he who be, Notain, giver, HaTorah, giver of the instruction, giver of the Torah. Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet, V'Chaye Olam Nata B'Tocheinu. Baruch atah Yahuwah Notain HaTorah.
We can rely on the conquering lion, most lighter. You're the only one we can rely on. Love the conquering lion, most lighter. You're the only one we can rely on.
Yes. Gonna pick up right now. Just be moments right here for the Sunday first day service. Shavua Tov, Shavua the strong, 7 days to come, Tov, Tawab, by Shem Yeshua. So please stay tuned if you're able to. Gonna pick up with the first day service, the Haftarah, the prophets reading, and the Brit Chadasha coming forward. Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom, Shavua Tov, Chaverim, Bashem Yeshua HaMoshiach.